So
Nothing like
of,
driving on the
sorry,
Penna Turnpike in the rain. Sorry.
you're good. Speaking of 6.5 hours bullshit, how about 3 hours bullshit tonight?
Yay!
You promise?
I do. Welcome back,
I
everybody.
mean, yeah, sounds good. Let's get it.
Yeah, all right. Last we left Mystic Mechanicus. We left the town of Dumdral. We sailed to Rochdale, where our heroes set upon land and immediately got into some tavern shenanigans as some arm wrestling was going down, some money was won, French fries were eaten, and Jeffrey was very defiantly eating some mostly, at this point, mushy strawberries. Uh, Spent some time in the town. You were about to leave, heading on your way towards your next destination, Red's Wharf, when you came across the gates to the edge of the city, where you saw a poster hanging up that there is being a reward offered for uh, some proof of destruction of some gnolls that have been kind of haunting the path, which you guys thought might be a not a terrible way to add some coin to your purse. That is where we left off last night. I will bring you back to the town of Rochdale. I We did have some people missing last week. I think there were some conversations that were wanting to be had. So if you would wish to do so, we'll go ahead and rewind a little bit. If there's anybody that would like to have any conversations prior to landfall in Rockdale.
I think Yuki will have. We don't have to completely yada yada it out, but I think Yuki would have heard about Ren trying to meditate, and as she is very zen and meditates frequently, I think Yuki probably would have reached out to Ren on the ship and offered her assistance in um, helping Ren meditate when they would like to do that next.
Oh, absolutely. This is no. Let's have this conversation. It's gotta be a good conversation. This will not be a good conversation on Ren's end, but I want to see you try.
All right, so I guess on the ship,
Uh,
doing ship things. Where is Ren?
Ren is chilling out on the bow because he feels very confined and claustrophobic when he goes inside. His horns just keep beating off of everything. Antlers,
God,
horns, whatever.
phrasing. Jesus Christ.
No,
Already
I was muted.
phrasing.
no.
Phrasing, Ren. Phrasing.
Phrasing. Uh, so Yuki will approach Ren up in the front of the ship and say, "Good afternoon, Ren. How are you feeling today?"
Mm, unstable. The boat still seems to rock, even though it is large.
Mm. Yes, they do tend to do that, as there is much below the ship. As there is above it, we tend to just ride the waves, and as everything else, there is that balance, so that with the up must come the down. Um, it has come to my attention that you were given some advice to meditate. How did that go?
It was disconcerting.
I see. And in what way was it disconcerting?
I felt like I traveled to a different location, something that felt somewhat familiar, but I did not find it compelling, or perhaps more to the point, helpful. I did not get answers there.
Well, did you not get the answers you were seeking, or did you not get answers at all? For it seems to me, as someone who is awash in a sea of unfamiliar, to have found a bit of familiar somewhere. That must have given you some hope.
Ren's eyes dim a little as he considers this. Perhaps. I still believe it presented more questions than answers.
Sorry, I was muted. Yuki smiles and says, "It is usually the way of meditation."
I was not warned of this.
It will take time. She kind of arches her eyebrow at you a little bit and says, "And practice to learn the art of meditation to where you can seek out those answers yourself and not let the vision control you. If you would like, when we have time and are not..." She kind of looks around at the ocean and says, "Bobbing around aimlessly, things are a little more steady under the feet, as it were. I would be more than happy to help guide you in this way."
I was not convinced with my first experience, but perhaps with someone who has done this more often, I would have more progress.
Yuki did not hear the reservation in Ren's voice. She just heard yes. She just heard yes. So Yuki grins and she says, "Oh, Ren, we are going to find all the answers that you seek. You are going to travel to so many amazing places, both near and far, while staying in one place. The things you'll see. But first, we must have tea." And Yuki will stalk off towards the galley to get some hot water to start making tea.
Yeah, while Yuki was going off on that, Ren's torso was like slowly but surely leaning further away from her. And as she leaves, he mutters to himself, "What have I done?"
Did not notice at all. She is just stoked to be able to help you.
Cool. So that was a good scene. That was fun. Good talk, guys. GG.
I mean, who doesn't love torture with tea? Sorry, go ahead, Naruto.
I was just going to volunteer. Naruto did want to chat a little bit with Yuki before landing in Rochdale.
Yeah, she will be in the
Yuki
galley. Go ahead, sorry.
Yuki is in high demand.
Gosh, guys, I take one day off. I'm just kidding. I love it.
You can see the fact that you can't because you're super fun and popular.
So, when Naruto sees a moment where Yuki is busying herself but not under the attention of others, she's going to slide by and say, "Miss Yuki, could I perhaps pester you for a little bit of advice?"
Yuki will be kind of getting her tea set ready to kind of make some tea because she's super excited about the conversation she just had with Ren, and she is needing to kind of balance that out with a little peace. So she's going to make some chamomile tea and kind of chill out a little bit because she's super excited to be able to help somebody. So she will smile up at Naruto and says, "I am making some tea to calm myself a little bit. This trip has been most exciting. Would you care for some while we have our conversation?"
Yes, sure. I'll take a spot of tea.
Wonderful. So Yuki will busy herself with making the chamomile tea. Again, as she does, very focused, very ceremonial, very... I just had the word in my head. Very focused on what she's doing. And as she's doing it, she is, again, purring. So she is just kind of emanating this soothing om, purr, sort of noise from herself, and she will open her eyes after kind of taking a moment and look at Naruko and say, "How can I help, Miss Naruko?"
Um, well, I sort of wished to draw upon some experience that you mentioned back at Crystal Cove, um, specifically about effective methods of courting. You, it seems to me like you perhaps the professor, but you volunteered more information on the front, have the most experience in such things.
Her eyes kind of sparkle, and she says, "Well," she leans in close and says, "I don't know if I have more experience, but I definitely, um, I can definitely say I tend to enjoy it more. I don't know about the professor's daily flirtations, but um, I have not seen them really enjoy the art of conversation, shall we say, with others. What questions can I answer for you?"
Nariko looks like she started sweating ever so slightly. Big blush. When Yuki starts talking about enjoying herself in the pursuit, she says, "Oh, well, it's just something occurred to me when I was reading over Mother's most recent letter to me. She mentioned that she had received some words from the Goldwaters, including a mention that apparently Mr. Marcus is excited to meet me, and I don't know what to do with that because he's excited to meet me, but I don't know what he knows about me since we have not met yet. I a lot of you let me backtrack. Let me backtrack. You mentioned when you were talking about when you're trying to get to know someone for relations, that you treat it sort of as a friendship in that you try to get to know them and you talk and just are in each other's presence and maybe sparks happen or something. And I'm not sure. I can't really do much of that from here. Um, but should I maybe try and write him a letter? Or would that be or would that be bad? Because then is it something where I should meet him in person? Would that be better? Um,
Yuki smiles and she says, "Miss Naruko, before um, the towns were big and communities grew into these bustling cities that we have today, there were but small villages, and um, in order to grow into these big cities, uh, alliances needed to be joined, and alliances need to be made between these villages, and typically they would be through marriage, as you are aware. And again, before travel was as easy as it is now, sometimes letters were a way to engage the person that you need to get to know. Um, I think writing letters is a wonderful idea. I think that is a great way to get to know this person that you're going to be spending so much time with." And yes, she said that specifically. And to get to know them. For while some believe in love at first sight, and that is all well and good, you need to know somebody as well. You need to know what their favorite food is. You need to know when the last time they laughed was. You need to know what they care about, what they hold dear.
at this point, Narco has pulled out one of her little notepads and is writing down favorite food, last time laughed, care about. So this is good. This is a checklist. I can work with a checklist. Okay. Um, What else?
Well, you could ask them what their favorite book is. You could ask them what they'd like to do for fun. You could ask them all sorts of things. And additionally, offer up these things to them that from your side. What do you enjoy? When was the last time you laughed? What is your favorite food, Lady Naruko? These things will start the foundation of the beautiful city that you are building with this person.
Okay. So should it be like, should I have him submit it in ranked choices, or should I like scale it on a like 0 to 10? Um, how? Uh, it's
Yuki thinks about that for a minute. She says, maybe top 3.
okay.
People do tend to have such an issue picking one specific thing.
Okay. All right. I mean, I know a little about him. As far as I know, I think he likes the theater, or at least he likes to date the ballet dancers at the theater. I don't. Okay. It is a lot easier with my pen pals because we're mostly, transmitting information, swapping observations and stories, and educating each other on culture. This is, it's just very personal.
It is personal. I agree with you there, but is it not just giving information and swapping out stories?
So the goal is, when I'm presenting myself, I need to score well on the agreeable partner index.
Naruko, you need to show him your heart. You need to show him who you are. And there is no score for that, my darling.
Show him who I am. Okay, Naruto von Grutzner. Do you think he'd like to see my diagrams? Or I don't know if he's read up enough that he'd be able to understand why. It's hard.
Maybe start with just social things and work up to diagrams. Like, when you started your education, you didn't start with complex physics equations, right?
Hold on. I mean, what do you mean by complex?
I mean, like building your great ship. The first time you started tinkering and working with all of your metals and gears and armaments, did you not have to learn how they go together? Learn the specific amounts of gunpowder to use so you don't either use too much or too little?
True. So should I start with just a story about how I started doing my little tinkering for Mother?
Yes, I think a story would be wonderful.
What if he doesn't want a partner who tinkers? What if he wants the partner who looks just pretty?
Yuki is going to lean forward. She's going to tuck a stray hair of Narugo's behind her ear that had gotten loose as she was furiously writing. She says, "My darling girl, there's nowhere in the rules that says you can't be both."
All right. I just have to be excellent at everything. I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. Okay. So you think that as far as opening dialogue for further relations, that an exchanging of correspondence in the early stages would be beneficial?
I do.
Okay. Um, should I have an editor before I submit? Like, should I get you and maybe Jade or the professor to like workshop, make sure I don't sound bad?
I think that's a wonderful idea.
Okay. I might need some time to figure out what I'm gonna write. Okay. New project. Drafting. We need to draft. Thank you, Miss Yuki. And I suppose if I get a response that he finds me repulsive, then we can save a trip.
Yuki's going to arch a brow and she's going to say, "Or we go find the cur that insulted my friend and teach him a lesson in manners."
Yeah. Anarka looks deeply uncomfortable. Let's try and keep this professional, if we can. If it's not going to be intimate. Wow, that's weird. All right, you've given me much to think about, Miss Yuki. Thank you for your advice. I hope that in time and with your tutelage, I can learn to enjoy myself in this particular arena.
It will just take time, and I believe that you will enjoy yourself quite thoroughly, my dear.
Argo doesn't really know how to take that, so she's just going to say, okay. And he's going to thank Yuki for the lovely tea, and then she's going to go up elsewhere to fret.
Yuki will continue to sit and drink her tea, feeling very proud of herself. Whether she should be or not, feels very proud of herself for, in her mind, helping her friend.
The talking of making alliances to build a city metaphor definitely hit some of Naruko's, oh my god, I have a job and I need to do well and I need people to like me.
It's fun.
Very fun. All right.
I look forward to the day
Thank you.
someone asks David for relationship advice.
He could be on the council, the editing council.
He is a spirit of intellect.
So that's happening.
So does anybody else want to have any innuendo-filled conversations?
About feet.
About feet?
We've established as a canon now that Marcus is totally into feet.
Marcus is a freak for feet?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Alright, so, fast forwarding through the events of Rochdale, arm wrestling, drinking, eating strawberries and french fries, and passing by the Siren song and thinking, maybe I should go in, but not.
The
Continuing
professor
on,
brought up nipples, and now we couldn't go.
yeah. Continuing on through the gate, I will reiterate the part that I said at the end of the session, which was, you'd think I would have that ready. As you reach the gates to leave town, you see posters on either side of the gate, headed with the word warning in large block letters. At a quick glance, you can see there is more writing on the page, and in the center is an illustration of a human-sized bipedal creature wearing tattered clothing with canine features, sharp teeth, and dark fur covering its body. Standing just beyond the gate, you see 2 female fire genasi on guard. You guys decided to come in and take a closer look at the poster. Once again, here is that poster.
So, having read the poster, Naruko will look back to the rest of the party and say, now I know that we've been having some discussions about our monetary situation. I'm not going to advocate that we go out of our way to get involved with this, but if there are brigands on the road, it would behoove us to get more information from this master of coin. And if we are going to be accosted, then compensation would not be missed. Does that sound fair?
I think that sounds fair. It's just one. It's just one of them. Because I'm sure if it came upon us, we could take on one of these creatures. That's very. This drawing isn't to scale, right? That's just a picture. I'm sure it's much bigger because it's attacking people. What?
Joe, what would we roll for knowledge on gnolls and how they tend to operate, and how we're very much not going to find just one?
How can we prepare ourselves like a little bit better than going? It's just one, right?
I would call that a nature check.
Skadoosh. Skidoo. Oop, does that work? I guess it worked.
Nature. It's an 18 for Jade.
So,
Oh, you
wow.
Yeah, Red. Yeah.
Jade reads a lot, guys.
Narco Professor, you don't know a lot about him, but you do know that they are some kind of weird, like, hyena-type humanoid creature. Jade, you know a little bit more about these gnolls in that they usually do travel in packs. They are sometimes they do sometimes travel with other creatures that they can tame. You know that much. And they're just kind of hungry, ravenous beasts.
From the stories I've read, and that this could be, I mean, it's mostly stories, but they're very historical stories, and there's a little bit of romance in the stories, but that doesn't mean that they're not historically accurate. Gnolls usually travel sometimes in packs of them, and are very sort of, they're kind of like, if you denied somebody something that they desperately needed to stay alive, and then you finally offered it to them, they would go crazy and try to get it. And they're that way kind of with hunger, and they're always hungry. But this one only has a picture of one of them, so it's probably just one, right? Probably just one.
This is not encouraging.
No, it's really not. I'm kind of trying to be optimistic about the chances of it just being one, but it's probably not one. There's probably a pack of them. It could be packs are usually 3, 2 more, and probably more. But we just took on a whole terrifying cave full of Duragar who were in metal people with spikes driven into them, driving them crazy with torture. So probably, if we came across these, probably definitely better than that, right? Definitely, probably, definitely.
I would say in general, Durgar would be more well-armed, armored, and drilled than the average gnoll. So you are correct. Why not see? Why don't we, when we see the paymaster, we can ask more specifics of the situation, so we know what we're running into.
That's probably a good idea. They probably have a lot more information than I do, considering this is just a picture.
Shall we go inside?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. What Narco said. I mean, it's a good idea anyway because we're going to be traveling, and if we're traveling, then and something happens, then we can take care of it and make sure nobody else has that problem, and then we'll be good, doing good. We'll be doing good still, traveling.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Joe, Master of Coin sounds like a fun title. What does that translate to in
Master
people who are not pretentiousness?
Master of Coin is kind of like he's kind of like the treasury guy, and also is in charge of basically like tax collecting.
They can't call the treasurer. No, it's gotta be Master of Coin.
Master of Coin, indeed.
All right. Well, then we know where to find him. Onward to the mint.
It's easy enough to navigate around the city. The Mint is one of the more uh, non one of the more conspicuous buildings in town. Um, you happen to find the building, no problem. Walking up the steps into the Mint, it's larger building. It's made of like wood, like the rest of the homes and buildings you see in this town, but it is larger than the rest. It has kind of like this grand entrance as you walk in, and there are kind of people inside bustling around, shifting papers from one office to another. Um, you see a receptionist in front of you, a nice young human woman. She sees you approach, and she kind of gives you your attention. She says, "Oh, good afternoon. How can I help you?"
Good afternoon, miss. My name is Narko von Grutzner, and I represent the Mystic Mechanicus. We would wish to discuss the plight upon your overland trade route with the Mr. Strongwhistle.
Oh, do you have null heads to turn in or something of the sort?
None to turn in yet. We wish to acquire some information so that when we do come across them, we can uh, provide the most comprehensive civic service available.
Very well. He is in his office. I'll summon him for you.
No thanks.
Thank you.
She says, "Please, won't you have a seat by the door? You see some chairs set up. Nice, comfortable sitting area. A little rug, plush chairs, nice little plants for ambiance." She kind of directs you over there, and she says, "If you'll have a seat there, he'll be out with you momentarily."
Narco takes a seat.
Thank you. Jade kind of like hangs by the plants.
Very Jade at the house party vibe.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be with the plants. There's no dog here, so the plants are the next best thing.
It's house plant, and I'm gonna talk to the plant, and this is good. I'm gonna be over here.
This fern is amazing.
It's really great. I mean, look, it's all got hours of dead leaf. I'll get that. I'll take care of that.
It doesn't play
Just be
Calliope music though.
very helpful.
I was about to say.
Oh my god, Dave.
So after you're there for a few minutes. It's not very long. You see a male halfling in his mid 50s with a pudgy build, bloodshot, pale blue eyes, dark hair with a receding hairline. He wears clothes appropriate for like a banker kind of person, but a little bit more relaxed. He comes out of the hall. He comes out and he finds you guys in this like kind of like lobby area. And he looks around. And he says, "Yes, you're asking about the no." And he kind of like scans his eyes as he's looking at you, and you see his eyes kind of stop on Ren, and he kind of like is stuck there for a moment as he finishes his words. He says, "I'm Master of Coin Strongwhistle. I understand you're looking for information about the Gnolls."
Naruto kind of like waves hello, partly to like draw his attention over to her and not to the spooky centaur. Uh, is this? Yes, indeed. I'm Naruto von Grutzner. Uh, my associates here together make up the Mystic Mechanicus. We're fresh off of dealing with some disruption to the production and trade at Dumdural, and as we are going to be passing through this trade route that seems to be having no activity, we thought it would be best if we got the information straight from you on what we may need to deal with.
See, his gaze kind of lingers on Red for a moment. Then he blinks as you talk to him, and he looks your way, Naruto, and he says, "Von Grutzner, of the Point Pleasant Von Grutzner Trading Company, Von Grutzner.
The same.
I heard you weren't allowed to leave your basement or something like that."
What?
Naruto like winces a
rude.
little bit. He says, "I assure you that I was perfectly allowed to traverse the town at my will. It just so happens that there was not that much going on outside of our workshops that warranted my attention."
Well, if you say so, yeah. So, right, about the Gnolls, you guys are gonna go try and find them?
Oh, I think it's very likely that they're going to be finding us, in which case we wish to be prepared, and will be countering them thoroughly.
Well, good luck. What what do you need from me?
Estimates on numbers, preferred methods of ambush, any particular landmarks or sites they've been known to haunt, and if you have any guesses as to the whereabouts of their main camp.
It's a lot of information you're asking me. I just kind of pay the bounties, really. We leave that to anyone who's adventurous enough to try and find them, to try and find that information out. And so far, we haven't really gotten a whole lot of information back. We've got some scalps, but not a whole lot of information. We know that if you follow the path to Red's Wharf, yeah, it's likely they'll eventually find you. As far as numbers go, I've heard anywhere from 2 to 6 of them showing up at a time. I guess it depends on how large the convoy is. I suspect that they may be watching the path from further up the road one way or the other. Can't really say for sure. No one's really seen them, found them. Ness? Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if there's one around, but unfortunately I don't really know much about that. What I can tell you is that I'm offering 25 gold for a proof of every Gnoll kill you bring back.
25 per head. Generous.
Well, as you said, it's bad for business. We've already had planned deliveries to the Golden Sunset, the Gilded Gull, and Siren Song all got jacked.
Oh.
As I'm sure you can imagine, they're quite upset about that, but it's been a while, and they've mostly already written off their losses.
Well, should proprietary items be found, the Von Grutzner company is not above returning them simply for goodwill.
He kind of shrugs and
Well
he says,
then.
as far as I'm concerned, finders keepers.
Very well. Well, that's a fair bit of information, but as you say, perhaps we should talk with the scouts who have the chance to take leave of their homes now and again. In any case, I appreciate you taking the time to give us a little bit more insight into what we'll be facing. You'll hear good news from us soon, I'm sure.
Well, either that or I won't hear from you at all again, right?
I want to channel my best mother impression for an icy stare. I am intimidating him.
Yeah, go ahead, give me an intimidation check.
Oh,
Am I petty enough to spend an inspiration on this?
I'm petty enough to spend an inspiration on that. Take one of mine.
I will gladly take your inspiration.
Yeah, do it. I'm there. Yeah, there you go.
There, 16.
Well, reroll your guidance again.
Okay.
16.
That's still 16. Could have been more though.
See, he kind of he like laughs like he knows he's made a bad joke, but he sees your icy von Gerstner stare, and he kind of clears his throat and pulls his collar a little bit. He says, "Yes, right. Well, bring back proof of any Gnoll kills, and you'll get paid."
Very well. As Noriko stands up, she'll proceed to pull out the pistol that she has in the holster and kind of look it over, make sure she flips the barrel out to inspect that she's got plenty of ammo to chamber. And she'll give a smile and say, "Just the heads. Not all of them may be in the best condition, though. Toodaloo." And she will lead the posse out.
Reichort kind of he does a double take, and he looks at the rest of you, and his eyes kind of shift around. And you see he just kind of turns and briskly walks back towards his office.
I don't
Professor,
think that man gets out much.
No, I dare say he doesn't. If you ever want to know why I'm not always terribly fond of my duties to the company, it largely consists of dealing with men like him daily.
Jay just wrinkles her nose at that. That's got to be frustrating.
There are many people whose grand ambitions matter to little more than making sure that the number of coins in the vault at the end of the day is as high as possible and have little imagination besides.
Professor, were you trying to say something?
He's just kind of stalking along behind everyone. He's flattening out the folds and wrinkles on the sleeves of his jacket, and he just kind of... So this is it then, the life of the adventurer. We're officially rat-catching, quest-taking Gnoll slayers, delivering heads for coin.
You sound upset.
He just kind of wrinkles up his nose and kind of goes, ugh. It is what it is. You've got to do what you've got to do, just as every other adventurer does. And here we are, on an adventure.
I mean, we're not going out looking for the Gnolls, which is... It sounds like they're attacking people that are going on this road, and we have to go on this road. So if
Yes, of course.
we get attacked, then shouldn't we do something about it so they don't attack other people?
Oh, yes, of course. Safety is the utmost concern. It's...
Then why are you mad?
Oh, I'm not mad.
Your face looks mad. Tell your face.
Just little distaste for the idea of going out to do a thing, running into trouble, then coming back to deliver proof that we stopped it. He just kind of holds up and says, Don't mind me. Just...
Do you have a better suggestion?
He shakes his head like, no, if trouble finds us, we will deal with the trouble. And as Nariko said, if we're going to be dealing with the thing, we might as well get paid for it. It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
In check.
Okay. Jay just kind of scoots herself a little closer to Reverie.
Yeah, that's not even gonna...
What's your problem?
Oh, so close!
I know.
I'm actually very surprised the professor doesn't have deception as a skill.
Yeah, he's not big on
He's an honest
deceiving
man.
people. Yeah, he's an open book.
Except
So how is Yuki going to use this insight check to pull this information out of the professor, or to show that she's catching on to more than his words?
So I think Yuki will wait until everybody else has kind of like walked on, and she will kind of walk up next to the professor and kind of bump him a little bit and kind of give him an eye, like a little side eye. Say, are you sure that it is not just the inconvenience of having to come back here with gnoll heads that has you put out?
He kind of rolls his eyes, like, well, I mean, it is a huge. I mean, coming all the way back here is such a pain in the ass, but I suppose I just have a bit of malcontent for the entire idea of the adventurer and the line of business in which it represents, and it's nasty business. But that being said, there have been adventurers for as long as there have been people who need things dealt with that they can't do for themselves. And I knew what I was signing up for coming along on this adventure. You just kind of fall into it. And the reality is, you need to make money unless you have lots of it. And I don't have a lot of it. I've used the majority of my funds for my expedition getting here. So it is what it is. For the life of an adventurer, this is the work that you do, and this is what you get paid for. So this is what you've got to do. Because you don't exactly have time to hang around and get a job serving drinks or anything.
This is true. We do not have the luxury of time of working in a tavern and making money the traditional way, but that being said, you do enjoy learning things, and you'll learn more things out here on the road than you will serving Dickens ciders in a dark bar.
As much as I love a dick insider in the dark bar, it is in terrible position to have to backtrack on these things. I mean, if we were going out specifically to do these things, that'd be one thing. We made a conscious decision to go out, hunt these things, stop the big bad things that are hurting people, coming back to get paid for it. But I mean, if we were going to say that, we just happened to be on this way and going to deal with it as it comes, if it comes, and it is a bit of a pain in the ass having to come all the way back.
Well, that is, as you say, if it comes. We may not run into these gnolls. It is quite possible they could be out accosting someone else as we make our merry way by, and it may not be. But to move forward with a sour face, not knowing the future, does not seem your style. You seem to be more of a optimistic, seeking things out of the world and making the best of things.
He kind of chuckles a bit. He's like, you've caught me, I guess. I've just had a bit of a bad experience with adventurers. And it's not even really their fault. It's circumstantial, kind of soured my entire view. If I'm being absolutely honest, with myself and with you, of course.
Of course. Well, then we are not adventurers. We have not come across gnolls. We have not had to trek back any body parts of any kind. We are not adventurers. We are just a group of people going along our way, being prepared for something we may run across.
Well, you can polish a lump of shit all day long, but it's still just a lump of shit.
Yuki laughs and she says, well, then why would you carry around a lump of shit?
Because that's what you get paid for as an adventurer. Because some other lump of shit wants that lump of shit to prove that you've dealt with that lump of shit. They give you the money so that way you can fund your journey to collect more lumps of shit to give to more lumps of shit who are looking for lots of lumps of shit. How did this get away from us? Look.
You started talking about shit, Professor.
I appreciate your concern, and I appreciate the discussion. So, I guess to put it formally, don't love the idea of being an adventurer, but it's the price that you have to pay to get the knowledge that I'm seeking out of this kind of gestures to the sky, like this whole thing.
What would make this experience less annoying for you?
You mean if like somebody else did it and just dropped the results of the journey in the form of a tabulated book with a index at the back and a table of contents at the front that I could just sit at home and read over a delicious Dickens cider?
Is that what would make you happy? For you seem to be the type of person, at least in my own observances of you, that you enjoy meeting new people. You enjoy being out in the world. So why would you want to sit in a chair with a Dickens cider when you could be out here in the fresh air, experiencing? Just step around the piles of shit, Professor.
See, that's the thing. It's not quite that simple. I enjoy the knowledge and I enjoy learning new things. I don't particularly enjoy being outside in the world, but, you know, back where I come from, there was a philosopher who said that anything worth knowing or having, there are means to get there, and the end really justifies the means. And I really think that this falls under that category where I don't particularly enjoy walking for days on end on my feet, uncomfortable boots. He looks down at his like travel-worn boots and says, I don't particularly enjoy getting into skirmishes with Duragar, people posing as other people. Or that's adventuring stuff. The life of an academic is inside with the books, really, but the knowledge I seek isn't in a book yet.
Well, then it sounds to me that you must be outside to find this knowledge that you wish to put into a book.
The end justifies the means, but that doesn't mean I have to be smiling about it. I'm going to be grumpy about it every now and then, unless there's French fries. That's delicious, and if there's more of that, I'm sure I find a smile somewhere along the bottom of the container somewhere. But it's fine. Seriously, no, it's fine.
Yuki smiles, and she's going to acquiesce, and she's not going to continue to poke the professor. She will say, well, I guess watch out for shit on the road then, as we are off. And she's going to smile at him and kind of flounce away towards Jade and everybody else and let him be a cranky little butt.
All right. Anybody else? Anybody else? Any thoughts as you're walking away from the mint?
I did not realize this area was so covered in fecal matter.
Oh, all you have to do is open your eyes to see that the shit winds are coming, and you have to be careful because once the shit winds start blowing, you have to pull in the brig, otherwise it gets covered in shit.
But how did the shit get in the wind?
Oh, it's simple shitonomics, really.
I'm just letting it go at that. Holy shit, Mars.
Be careful, there's a shitnami tidal wave, and it's coming to extinguish the shit flames that we call life.
Yeah, Jade is putting a lot of distance between herself and the professor. After all that, as soon as his voice started getting raised, she is making sure that she's not near him. So whoever's at leading the front, good news, you have a new buddy.
Cool. It's probably Nariko right now.
More than likely.
So where are we off to after seeing Mr. Banker?
Back to the gate. We can chat with the guards, see if they have anything extra to add to what we learned before we head off to await our ambush, because that's how adventures work.
How disappointed are you going to be if it turns out that nope, nothing?
God, I fucking hope so. Oh man.
The double fake out?
Oh.
It's more the Ben, and nothing happens.
Yep. There were 2 fire ganassi guarding the entrance the last we saw.
Yes. So, moving back towards the gates of town, you see these 2 fire genasi still standing there. As you get closer, you get a pretty good look at these 2. Both female fire genasi. They're tall and slender, very wiry with muscle. They have dark skin with arcane markings that glow like lava trails. Fiery red hair seems to drift in the air around them, and the faint scent of molten rock diffuses around them. They are lightly armed and armored, each with a polearm weapon topped with a blade shaped like the beak of an eagle.
As the party sort of make sure they've got all their packs and supplies ready for beginning the trek, she will politely introduce herself to the guards, inform them that yes, we are a small but well-armed party who will be heading out onto the road. We know that there's gnolls there. We intend to deal with them should they arise, and if they have anything else to tell us about the situation out there that perhaps the Mr. Banker did not know because he sucks, that'd be cool.
So one of the fire genasi regards you, Narco. She says, my name is Julia. This is my sister Hestia. We have heard some of the stories of the gnolls that have been traveling on the road. They are what the stories we have heard of them is that they are smarter than the usual gnoll. They actually seem to be planning their attacks rather than just hungrily chasing down their prey, as gnolls are sometimes wont to do. The last caravan that they hit, they were actually able to knock it over on its side. They had a large beast with them that no one has ever really seen around here before. The description we were given is that it looked like it had the giant head of a badger, the legs of a deer, and the body of a large hyena, which is strange. Kind of an abomination, if you ask us.
You gotta tell me these things, man. You know I know all the monsters in the
I know you
manual
know.
by this point.
Well, I don't.
What do I gotta roll to,
Give me
or am
a,
I not? Or is it just outside my wheelhouse?
I would say you can give me, you give me an Arcana on this one.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Oh.
It's something that is not occurring naturally,
You.
but so yeah, it is strange that a beast like that would be spotted.
Nope, I'm on. There are like 5 different monsters associated with gnolls who have like weird, stupid names.
Hang on, I'll send it to you.
No, I found it.
Oh, okay.
So Narco sort of eyes go wide a bit as she takes that and is like, "Oh, really? A Lucrata? Why?
A what?
It's not fun." Okay, so they're an abnormally well led pack of gnolls. Fantastic. Well, thank you. That tidbit of information will be very helpful for avoiding any of their traps.
The guards kind of nod to you, and they say, "Well, you are kind of taking a risk going out there on the road. It hasn't been safe like this. It hasn't been safe like for a while."
Jade pipes up. How long is a while? Would you say between the last 4 to 6 months?
Making a history check for the Janazi. They kind of trade glances and they look at you and they say, "Yeah, that's about the right time frame."
Visibly like flustered, she's gonna just say, "Oh, that seems to be a time frame that a lot of things have kind of popped up in." Not, she is not good at subtlety, and she's just like looking at everybody else, like, "Oh no."
Naruko just kind of gives a very, like, you can see the resignation on her face as she just kind of nods, like, yeah, this is gonna be another thing.
Are they? Has anyone been hurt or killed in the attacks, or is they just taking things? Said they knocked over a caravan, and turned the wagon over, but has everyone got away, or?
Kind of nod a little bit and they say, "We have heard that some of the traders were lost on the trail.
Oh,
Can't say for sure what has happened to them, but we have heard that there were a few that did not make the journey."
oh, that's not okay. That's. I was hoping for a different answer to that. I've been disappointed, but not horribly. Because kind of expecting the worst at this point.
We wish we had better news to tell you.
Oh, I know it's not your fault. Just have you seen anything?
They haven't come close to town, and we haven't really ventured out very far. We haven't been able to. We just simply don't have the manpower to really go out and do a full scale hunt for these things. So we do the best we can to protect our own city and make sure that anyone who dares to travel on the road is well informed as they possibly can be.
Well, it's very good of you to make sure that everyone knows what the dangers are.
It's the least
It
we can do.
must be very hard
They kind of
to
nod.
want to do something and not be able to. But you're keeping everyone here safe, and that's good.
They kind of nod and they say thank you. We appreciate that.
Well then,
Well,
I suppose it shall be up to us to bring you good news.
hopefully we can. That would be great.
So, team, let's get out. And I have a few new pieces of information we should keep in mind as we go forward.
Yeah.
So,
Head
once
out
they-
the gates.
once we make our way a little bit farther up from the gate, Naruto's going to say, I think if that description they gave is accurate, I think I have heard of that monster that's traveling with the gnolls.
Yeah, you said a name.
Yeah, it's called a Rukrata. They're kind of twisted monsters, but they are intelligent. In fact, one thing we need to be on the lookout for, if you start hearing sounds of animals or humanoid voices, listen closely before you go after them, because those creatures can mimic those sounds. And if these gnolls are being led with actual tactics, that would be a very simple way for them to lure someone into an ambush.
That is not encouraging.
No. The monster itself also exudes a stench around it that can be very nauseating. bites and kicks with its teeth and hooves. Very, very nasty. And they tend to be very cruel and enjoy torture. So, that's a particular nasty thing. And I don't know if it would be leading the gnolls per se, but it's not a good sign. At the very least, it's a creature that is native to our world, so it's not like the dogs from last time. That's a plus.
I mean, I guess that's. I mean, it might just be a coincidence that it's happening in the same time frame as all the other bad things that we've noticed that are happening. Because, to be fair, we've only really been informed of 2 bad things happening. 3 bad things happening because we were privy to the 1 bad thing that happened, and that was in Crystal Cove. But, you know, Temerity went missing 6 months ago, and the Duragar shut up 4 months ago in Dumdrall, and then it was only like 5, 6 days ago, 7 days ago at this point, that, you know, the thing happened in Crystal Cove with what happened there. So really, it's only been 3 bad things in 6 months. It's not terribly bad things. Maybe this is just
not good odds.
well, maybe this is just a regular everyday bad thing that's happening that's not tied to a bigger bad thing that we're trying to track down. That's probably. I'm gonna be optimistic about the fact that it's maybe just a regular, normal bad thing.
Would you like me to pet you on the head?
Yes, I would like that, please.
Ren gently pats Jade on the head. There.
Thank you, Red.
Alright. Well, should we run into these creatures, we'll need to keep an eye out for any clues on whether or not they do fall into the related bad things as opposed to an isolated bad thing. Very well.
Yeah.
Joe, how many hexes are we able to travel?
So, going on foot. I had a travel thing ready. Here we go. Going on foot, you can make it to Red's Wharf. I think it will take you a day. Yes. It'll take you a full day of travel to get from Rochdale to Red's Wharf on foot.
A full day being like with we have to walk for 24 hours, or just it's going to take us 8 hours to get there.
It'll take like 24. Well,
because the journey over, like the journey from Dumdurall to Rochdale took a day, and that was by ship.
Right.
So no, that was like hours by ship.
It wasn't
hours?
A full day. Like
so
3 hours?
Yeah, it took basically our morning to get from Dumdurall to Rochdale by ship.
So it'll take 8 hours of walking to get 24 miles. It'll take another 4 hours to get the rest of the way. So if you're walking straight the whole time, we're talking like a 12-hour trip here.
Okay. Do we want to try to push through the whole time, or do we want to try to take a rest?
I will say that as you are standing here at the gates of Rochdale, you are looking at about mid-afternoon, like 2-3 in the afternoon.
Oh.
Naruko says we probably want, since it seems like it would be a 2-day journey regardless, we might as well get what legwork we can in today and then find a safe spot for camping.
Okay. Do we want to... Okay, I'm going to put a pin in that for just a second. And question, do we want to stay in town for one more day and have a night here and then leave at first light, and then we have all day in the daylight? Or do we want to risk traveling and then camping at night?
Do the gnolls have night vision?
I think they do, because they're Maybe
With-
I think they can see in the dark, but
Ye-
I can see in the dark.
Jade, your nature check, you know that gnolls do have dark vision.
I think they see just as well as any other predator in the dark. I can see better, but
Well, if
that
you were
doesn't really
prepared,
help everybody else.
if you were able to allow us to see in the dark as well, it would nullify their advantage. But if that is not a possibility, I hate to see them have such a unique advantage over us.
I mean, I can, but it only lasts for a little bit. So it's just a question of, do we want to travel at night and camp? What does
I guess
everyone think?
my question to Joe would be, if we were to stay the night at Rockdale, would we be able to do all of the traveling from Rockdale to Red's Wharf, like, only in the daylight the next day? Like, is that feasible, or is that
Yeah, that would be
too
feasible.
much distance?
No, that would
Like
be
if we
feasible.
head
So,
out early. If we head out early in the morning.
yeah, so if you head out in early morning, you would have to take a short rest after 8 hours of travel to not be exhausted. But you'd be able to make it, you know, like a little bit after nightfall.
Okay, then yeah, I'm changing my answer in that case, because no, Naruto agrees. Letting them have a nighttime ambush opportunity is not ideal.
Oh, okay. I had a good idea.
Yuki's gonna put a paw on Jade's elbow and say, "You had a very good idea."
Yeah. So what do we do then? Here. I'm sorry. Hello. Back to the guards. I guess we're not going to leave just yet.
Okay. Yes, it
Do
is
you
probably best to travel while it is light out.
do you know of a good place that we could stay for the evening?
The Golden Sunset is pretty popular. Nice bar. They have some rooms available for rent as well.
Is it?
You could also stay at the casino, the Gilded Gull. They have some rooms there as well. There's also the Siren song in town that is a little bit of a different speed, but they have some rooms too.
I thought those rooms were. Never mind. That's. Oh, we're just. I'm good. I will just. Okay. Who wants to go where? We could go to um the the place that's named after the bird. You want to go to the bird place?
Sounds good to me.
I have no opinion.
Okay. Noriko? Yuki?
Um, when we were at the Golden Sunset earlier, did they have like a sign with prices for rooms there?
Yes, a room at the Golden Sunset would be 8 silver per night per room.
Okay. Naruto shrugs and says, "Well, it can't hurt to at least see what they're asking for at the Gilded Gull."
Okay. Yeah. That was back where all the picnic tables were. Everyone was
Right
outside.
in the
Yeah.
center of town with the big ostentatious facade.
Stepping up to the Gilded Gull queue and chorus of trumpets and all sorts of other music and all sorts of shouting. And it's a very excited place. As the late afternoon starts to settle in, more and more patrons are starting to appear. People are walking around in some of their nicer clothes. It is apparent that people with a good chunk of change tend to spend some time here. Um, as you kind of peer inside, if you do happen to walk in, there is again another large reception desk with several people standing behind it. They're talking to people as they're coming in and they're checking in for their rooms. Beyond that is a large open parlor with all sorts of table games and other uh, games of chance.
Naruto kind of looks at Jade, Red, Yuki, Reverie. He's just like, I think this place might be a little loud compared
I
to.
think it's I think it's very loud.
Yes.
There are many people here.
It's a lot of people, and they're all in fancy dress.
So, not our preference for lodging, I'm going to guess.
I don't think so.
This doesn't seem
Naruto
like a
nods.
place that would suit us.
Not even going to up to the desk to see what the pricing is. She'll lead the rest of the party out of here. Like, no, we're nerds. We like
Oh, just like me at a party.
Where's the library having like a sleepover and puzzle night? Be all over that.
Oh my gosh, they're doing trivia.
I love trivia. I'm bad at it, but it's fun.
I learned so many new things I don't know.
Should we try the Siren song?
Naruto looks to Jade. Are you sure? You seemed a bit uncomfortable when it was brought up before.
I don't know. I want to not. I want to be not uncomfortable, but I also don't really want to see everyone shirtless either. But
Look, they
want
they
to be.
do. It
It was
seems like they do music and such, but maybe it's not loud, crashing music. Maybe it's the nice
yeah,
kind.
maybe the other Siren song. It was really nice. Right before the man with his top off came and stood really, really close to all of us, and then found out it was actually not for tea. But everyone was really nice, and it was quieter, and they had really nice music playing and good tea, and I don't know. I'm kind of curious, but I also am scared of it and nervous about it at the same time. And I don't really know which one is winning at this point, so
Well,
Let us go find out which one is winning.
yeah, we can step in, see what the crowd looks like tonight. The curiosity will be sated, and if afterwards it does not appeal to you, then we can leave, and you won't have to worry that you were missing something that you didn't know.
that's true. But what about you, Noriko? You didn't really want to stay at the other Siren song the first time. Is it different
was- I think it should be okay. It's not so much that I have a problem with the venue itself. It's more if there are certain stigmas associated with it, then being recognized there could potentially carry something. But it could. I think here where I'm not going to be on a stage, and Rochdale is sort of more of a destination tourist location, it would be less likely that I could run into trouble on that end.
now? Okay, I don't want to. I just don't want to make a decision. It's going to make anyone uncomfortable. But I am really curious about things, and I was reading my binder when we were all waiting for the professor to leave his friend, and Grimmermore said that it's a good place to go to ask questions, and I don't really know if there's another place that we should go for that.
All right. Well, a peek into the Gilded Gold told us pretty convincingly it was not going to be to our taste. Let us take a peek at the Siren Song and see if we feel the same.
Okay.
The Golden Sunset is very standard and very serviceable if we don't find anything too intriguing at the other locations.
That sounds like a good plan.
Very logical, very sound arguments.
Yes. Good excuses all around.
Wait, what?
What? No, not that. I wasn't. I was. Just reasons. Good reasons to be curious. Yes?
Oh, look, we're here.
Oh, it's the door.
Ren, what are you inciting?
Ren,
Are you inciting yourself?
No, that one was for Jade, but meh.
I don't think you
It's-
even need to roll a 7 to realize she is actively flustered about whatever it is she's talking about right now.
Yeah, but Ren is real dumb, so I don't think he's picking up on it.
Her nervous energy kind of stay at the same height for a lot of things, so.
Yeah. See, you have to figure out what she's being nervous about now, and I don't think he's got that.
She just knows that something has bothered Jade, which is a myriad of 1,000 things.
Huh. Jade is upset. Okay.
So, she's normal. Continue on.
Pretty much. Which is why we
Jade,
shrugged it off. We went.
Jade is upset and the sky is blue. Today has not ended. Alright.
Alright.
Alright, DM, regale us with what we see when we walk into the Siren song.
Heading into the Siren Song, as you approach the building, it looks very, very similar to the one that you saw in Crystal Cove. I'll bring you to that map. It's a totally different location, and not exactly like the same one like I used before, with totally different people inside. Again, not like the same people that were inside the one that I used before.
Man, ever since they franchised this place, let me tell you what.
Listen, consistency is important. You kind of
Someone really needs to pick up that pink boa.
It's been there for ages. You don't.
The
want to
pink
touch
boa salesman is like making bank, guys.
Girl.
This one is a magenta, so it's different.
So again, you see a nice, very properly set up space. There are some patrons milling about inside. A couple people enjoying themselves at the bar. Bartenders keeping busy, getting drinks ready. Very low-key atmosphere. You do see that there is this, peering in from the outside, you can kind of see that there's this orc lady who is on the stage. She's currently performing a dance while music is being piped in from somewhere. But again, looks like a very, relaxed atmosphere. You can clearly, having been to the Siren Song in Crystal Cove before, you can clearly point out who the sirens in this place are, and who the patrons are. But everyone seems to be smiling, laughing, having a good time. Some of the rooms are being used, some are not. Leave it up to you to decide whether you wish to enter.
Seems calmer than before. Than the other one, than the one we just left.
By several degrees, yes.
What do you all think?
It should be fine.
I think if we go in, see how we feel, doesn't necessarily mean we have to stay if we do not feel comfortable.
Right, yeah, we could just leave anytime we want to.
Always leave.
Anytime. It's totally fine to go when you don't want to stay. I'm sure. Okay, yeah, we'll just go and just check it out a little bit. She says that and then waits at the door for someone else to walk in first.
Yuki will walk in if nobody else goes to walk in.
Jade will follow Yuki.
The professor will also walk in pretty easily.
Walking into the Siren Song, Yuki, you see the two bartenders behind the bar. This woman here with a mask on. She gives you a very friendly smile and does like one of those little finger waves at you. She greets you and she says, "Welcome, welcome. Come in, please. Don't be a stranger. Make yourselves comfortable."
Hi. Hi. Hello. Hi. Hello.
"Hello, good evening. Can I get you something to drink?"
Do you have anything with strawberries in it?
"I can make you a strawberry mimosa if that's what you like."
Oh, sure. Yeah.
"Will you be staying for a while? Would you like to start a tab, or are you looking to just grab a drink and go?"
We're not sure if we're staying the night, but we could open a tab,
No,
I suppose.
I don't know if you'll stay. You don't have to stay for the night. Just stay for a couple of hours. You can open a tab, and as you drink, I'll just add drinks to your tab. And you pay at the end of the night before you leave.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rocket.
Okay.
She smiles and she says, "Very good. I will open you a tab. So one strawberry mimosa then."
Okay. No idea what a mimosa is, but she said it's got strawberries in it, so it's obviously a fruit drink.
So she takes out a little champagne flute. She fills it up. You see this golden, bubbly liquid kind of get poured into it. She takes a little strawberry puree, drops a couple of full strawberries into it, and pours some of the puree in, and she slides it across the bar to you.
Oh,
She says, "Strawberry mimosa."
Thank you. It looks very pretty.
"Oh, thank you. We do try our best."
You do very good.
"Oh, thank you. Anything for anyone else?"
I'll try one also.
"One for you, miss. Anyone else?"
Do you have kombucha? Ren asked.
"Oh, kombucha." She looks to the man in the mask next to her and she says, "Apollo's the best at making a kombucha. It's his own special recipe."
Yes, thank you.
"Anyone else?"
Cider for me, please.
She kind of grins and she leans over the bar. And she leans over a little bit too far, so you're very easily able to see her cleavage through her top. And she kind of smiles and gives you a wink, and she says, "A Dickens cider, huh?"
Well, I imagine a place like this would be just as good as any other to get a Dickens cider.
"No place is better, love."
He puts on his best, most charming smile and just leaves it at that.
"Strong silent type. I like you." And she will slide you a cider.
Yuki will step up and smile and wave and say, do you make anything with tea, but with a little kick, maybe?
"Well, there is Apollo's kombucha, if that's what you're looking for."
She's gonna kind of look at Apollo, look back at this one, go, all right, I'll have one as well.
"Very good." "Anybody else? Or was that everyone?" "Oh, I think we've gotten everybody." "Oh, no, you!" And looking at Narco, "You haven't ordered. Can I get you something?"
Narco kind of like jumps a bit when she's called out. She like turns around. It's like, "Oh, yeah, coffee, thank you."
"Coffee? Well, who are we to judge?" She will. "Do you like anything in your coffee?"
Narco is like, "Oh, well, I'm not in the midst of working, so I can throw some cream, some sugar. Yes, I think that Oh, do you have like a little bit of chocolate powder or syrup you can stir in?
She kind of grins and she says, "We have everything here, darling. Chocolate cream?
Yes, please.
Very well." And she takes out a hot pot of coffee, she takes some chocolate cream, puts it in, fixes up everybody else's drinks. Apollo's making the kombuchas, and she places them on the bar for you. She says, "Please make yourselves comfortable, sit wherever you like.
Thank you.
Come find any of us with one of these pins," and she points to the songbird pin that's kind of pinned to her. "Come find one of us with these pins if there's anything else you wish."
Yeah, okay, thank you. Miss, what was your name? Astrid.
Yes.
Oh, that's really pretty, like the fates.
Something like that.
Thank you. Still standing there, just holding this drink and not really knowing where to go now that she has it. So just look at everybody else.
Yuki will kind of put an arm on her, or a paw on her elbow and say, "Shall we find a seat?"
Oh, yeah, yeah, let's go find a place to sit. How is that woman doing that on the...
Would you like to go sit at one of those booths in the back?
Okay, yeah.
It's a little away from all of the action and might serve to get you adjusted to this surroundings.
Yeah. This is totally not the same table we sat at the first time.
No, not at all.
Absolutely not.
Totally different table.
Oh god.
Oh, my thing is... Am I dragging Naruto?
No, I keep trying to go to a spot and then you appear there and then we just keep like hopping.
You're both trying to like get out of the other one's way. It's like that awkward hallway thing where you try to like go to one side and you're like, "Oh sorry," and then they go to that side and you're like, "Oh god."
Well, I just saw everyone else appear around the table too, so I think mine might be lagging a bit.
I think there's something with the vision blocking going on that's causing some lag.
No, it's fine. How is everyone feeling? Yeah? Wow.
Red, please give me an insight check.
Oh.
Ren's been pretty consistently bombing these.
Yep.
No, I did good for once.
Oh!
Yeah!
I don't want to know shit.
Yeah.
Well done!
beverages!
Woo-woo!
It's just a flash, Ren. But kind of like in your vision for a hot second, you see what looks like, you know how like you're looking at a door in the dark and there's a light behind it. That's kind of what you see, and you see this door open and you see some of the light spill out into the floor, and what you recall seeing is stone floor, stone wall, a set of stairs leading down to a basement. Get just that little bit before reality comes rushing back to you.
Does Ren already have his drink?
Yeah, he's got it.
Ren shakes his head, looks very intently, almost accusatory at the drink, and then debates. Maybe if I have more, it'll even out. That's what he does with that.
Tasting.
Do you say this out loud?
Oh
Or
yeah,
do you say-
absolutely.
Yuki is gonna notice, and she's gonna say, "Ren, are you all right?"
I think there's something wrong with the kombucha. Is yours okay?
Yuki sniffs it and sips it. Kind of looks around. Says, "I believe it's all right.
Mm.
Did you just see something?"
Thing.
What was that? What was that, Sep?
kombucha that you have, it is a nicely made kombucha. It's made with cinnamon and honey, and it tastes very good. Ren, you get again another sudden pang of interest with this kombucha. You feel like you could have made this yourself, but with different ingredients.
This one's too sweet. Needs to be more earthy.
Do you know how to do that?
Maybe. I do not know.
Yuki's gonna lean
like
over.
I do.
She's gonna lean over the table. She's gonna look at her very intently and go, "Are you remembering more?"
I am not certain. It is less a memory and more a feeling.
Did you know if you had this feeling before? Like when you woke up and didn't know anything? Did this feeling exist, or is this new?
I am uncertain.
Yuki just grins because she heard uncertain, and uncertain means no, because black and white balance, and she's going to say, "Red, it's happening. You're remembering. Oh, I'm so happy for you."
Ren again withdraws a little bit more. He's not used to affection. Or that much exuberance.
Buckle up, Cupcake.
Yeah, no.
That's where we're at.
Yuki is going to be delightedly sipping her kombucha. Just like, so excited.
What's going on, Rain? Sorry, I was taking a sip of this and it's tickling, and I only caught a little bit. Is everything okay?
I am unsure.
Oh, did you want to go?
No, we do not need to go.
Okay, just same as last time. If anyone gets uncomfortable, we can just go. And not everyone has to go, but if you're uncomfortable, we don't have to stay.
I will remember that.
Okay. Do you like your drink?
It is invigorating.
Oh. Does yours tickle too?
In a way.
Oh. Well, I guess that's just what the drinks do here. I've got a strawberry drink. So it's like it's a fruit tea, I think, but it's cold.
As you go to sip these strawberry mimosas, they're bubbly, so they're very fizzy. They kind of tickle the back of your nose. It does have that sweetness of the strawberry to it, but it also has like a little bit of like that dryness and kind of bite that that you would know as a person that champagne has. Although the champagne itself is also kind of sweet.
Not having had alcohol before, aside from the ale that she would get at the taverns with Reverie and not actually drink, this tastes great.
I'm going to categorically refuse to have Naruto realize what is happening, because I want to see it. Naruto has her coffee, and it's a chocolate milky coffee, which is good. That's for fun time coffee. When she needs to work, that's for black coffee. It's not for fun, it's for caffeine. So she taking in the atmosphere, and so far they've not been approached by the sirens. That's good. She's going to take out her map, and she's going to start making plans for the route that they'll take overland to get to Red's Wharf, and try and see if she can spot any features that might be possible ambush points where they'll need to be extra on guard. as opposed to the always on guard all the time that they plan on doing anyway.
This is different. This is the heightened paranoia, not our regular paranoia.
But yeah, the person did.
So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think we're gonna find at Red's Wharf? Do you think we're gonna have to? Do you think we're gonna have to try to pretend to be fancy and to make someone try to rob us, or is that still the plan? Or are we just gonna try to introduce ourselves to people and be like, "Hi, we're here for a cave"?
Well, there was the guard captain that we were pointed to. We can make introductions there and get a better lay of the land and sort of formulate our investigation from that point onward.
That's a good idea. Reverie, how have you been feeling in all of this? Do you like your strawberry tea drink? I don't even know. I didn't say it's a tea. It's a mimosa.
It's really, really sweet and
I
does
like
a good
it.
job of hiding the alcohol.
What?
Alcohol?
There's alcohol in it?
I'm fairly certain.
Oh. Just sniff it. Well, it doesn't taste like alcohol.
No, but you probably don't want to have 2 or 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Unless you are looking to get drunk.
I don't think so. I'll just have this one, and I'll have this one, and that'll be good. It is very good. But how are you feeling about everything? I know it's been a lot of... It's been a lot. And you've been real quiet. And that's okay. You don't have to not be quiet or anything like that. I just, thought maybe check in. Just make sure.
I'm okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. I have been talking to Alatar a lot, and he absolutely refuses to give me any answers to what's in the book. So I guess I'm going to have to figure it out myself.
Oh, so he's not a nice book voice? Spirit? Trapped in a book?
No, he's kind of stuck up.
Oh.
And he just heard me say that.
Do you think that's why Tamari didn't have any friends?
Because Alatar was stuck up?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Tell him to be nicer.
I've tried.
Oh. Do you want me to tell him to be nice?
Sure.
Can I hold him?
Yeah, and she'll pull out her spellbook and open it to a blank page. And a quill just kind of appears in between the 2 pages. She hands it over.
Oh.
There's no ink on it or anything.
Okay.
So use this to write.
Okay. She'll reach for it and then stop and be, Alatar, is it okay if I hold you? Can he hear me? Is it like Mora?
He can hear you.
Oh.
It's just up to him on whether or not he wants to respond.
Okay. Does he... Is he talking in your head or in the pages?
Usually the pages.
Okay. I saw the pages will be written S's, but then I don't know if there's been difference since then or something. Alright, Alatar, can I hold you? I don't want to touch him if he doesn't want me to hold him. I'll just wait. It's okay. We have time, so...
You see some golden letters start shining on the page in front of you, Jade. It just says fine.
Okay. And I'll take Alatar. So do I write in here, or do you want me to talk to you out loud?
Again, these glowing letters show up arranging themselves in words. It says whatever you want.
Okay. Well, I'll just talk to Alatar then for a little bit, and maybe we can figure things out. And Jade will pick up the quill, and she'll just start writing a little note to Alatar.
So you guys were here for a while. Sorry, someone was about to say something.
Naruto was just going to observe that in general it seems like we're getting comfortable at the Siren Song, which bodes well.
The atmosphere in here is decidedly a little bit more laid back than it was at Crystal Cove, and even with any of your passive insights, you would kind of pick up that it just seems to be the vibe of the area that this location happens to be in. It's like different locations catering to different tastes. So you can tell that the Sirens are, they're moving about the crowd, and they're kind of, you can see them joining in on tables where others kind of start calling to their attention. So what you kind of gather is that, if you're not really flagging them down, like, they're happy to leave you alone unless, your drinks need to be refilled. They'll be happy to come around and refill them for you. But no such untoward advances like there were, not that there were really that forceful, but no such advances like you had encountered in Crystal Cove.
I'm just imagining, like, in Moon Haven, if a Siren Song finally opened up, it's literally just like a like one of those study coffee shops on a university campus where all the students pile in, they buy one cup of coffee, and then they all just like sit at the tables doing homework. So there's just really attractive people around, just kind of like, hey, hello.
There's study buddies there, and it's awesome.
Very much study buddies. So there is a point you guys finish your drinks. New ones are brought out for you if you wish to order them. The drinks are not taken away by any particular siren. It's kind of odd that they kind of sit there for a bit. And after a few moments, you sort of notice like this kind of amorphous goo kind of starts sliding its way across your table.
Is it?
Naruto is going to jump back and like hide behind her chair and be like, "What is that?"
Oh, you see it too.
Yuki also jumps back, her tail fluffs up, her eyes get big, and she like puffs up like, what the hell is that?
Jade leans closer.
You see as you start to look in this goo, a face starts forming and a head kind of starts popping out.
Oh.
And you see this little guy.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
It looks up at you and smiles and looks around at your glasses and it says, "Clean?"
No, these are dirty.
Yes,
And
clean.
empty. Like, no. Are you trying? Do you want to clean them?
Clean. Yes.
Clean. Okay. Yes, then.
The head kind of bubbles back down into this little goo shape, and it kind of starts to make its way across your table. It attracts your empty glasses into itself, kind of absorbs itself, and you can see whatever was left inside the glasses start to get like shit. What's the word I'm looking for? basically starts to get like eaten out. That was some bad choice of words. Digest
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Digest it.
Oh.
And
You could've
in the
said-
siren song, really,
Get
of
to
any
do.
places, for phrasing, but in
I
the
mean, if
siren
you're gonna
song.
get eaten out, you might as well get eaten out in the siren song.
I mean,
literally get paid to do that.
to have a good old Dick and cider and get eaten out in the siren song. Good Friday
Wow.
night.
That's amazing. Are you a person?
The head kind of pops up from the goo again. It has all your glasses and your bottles and stuff kind of like inside of it. Head pops up and says, "Yes, person."
Hi. I'm Jade. What's your name?
Bubbles.
Your name is Bubbles?
Yes.
That's an interesting name. Is it, Nope, I don't even have it. Why is it Bubbles? Do you make bubbles? Or are you...
You see, they kind of like take a breath in and like hold it, and they kind of like their head starts to expand like a bubble, and then
Yuki's eyes get bigger.
kind of like shrinks back in on itself's normal size and says, "Bubble."
Oh, wow! That's really neat! Do you, do you actually work here, or do you just like to have dishes? Both are fine answers. You don't have to work here. I'll give you my dishes.
Work here. Make clean.
Oh, good. Okay. Oh, that's rude to ask that. She looks at Naruko. Do you know what Bubbles is?
Joe? Arcana?
Sure. Yeah, we'll call it Arcana. You've heard of plasmoids.
I think bubbles might be an example of what's known as a plasmoid. Which,
Plasmoid.
yes, they're beings that are made out of something similar to what you would find in a general ooze, but more intelligent and able to shape-shift themselves to be a bit more humanoid, should they choose.
Oh,
From
and
space.
nice. Spice?
Space. From space.
Are you from the stars?
Yes.
Wow. How'd you get here?
Big crash. Fall down.
You fell down from the stars?
Yes.
Oh, are you okay?
Yes. Clean. Many tasties.
Are you gonna go back to the stars?
Don't know. Maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you didn't go back yet, because it's been really nice to meet you.
Thank you.
So interesting. She just has Alatar, like, held against her chest as she's been talking to Bubbles this whole time. Do you... I mean... It's the stars from here, right?
Stars everywhere.
That is true. Okay, not stars from a different plane of existence.
Huh?
I don't know. But, hello, Bubbles.
Hello. I clean now. Bye. And kind of
Bye!
morphs back into kind of a puddle, and you see just a puddle of dirty glasses and bottles slide its way off the table and make its way back towards the bar area.
Jade is, like, bouncing slightly in her seat from excitement. That was so neat! I've never met I've never met a lot of people before, but I've never met anyone from the stars before. And he was so nice, and he was so cute. He, it, them. We should never call anyone an it. That is rude, is what that is. Them. I will call them them because I don't know if they have a gender, or not a gender, or I don't know what they are. So them. That was interesting. Who's? Oh, you're all really quiet.
I'm just was unexpected, but we learned something new.
So you guys all saw that, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that. Did you not see Bubbles?
Did, but I thought he was from the kombucha.
Oh, no, that was real, that was here.
Speaking of which, everyone but Naruko, give me a Constitution save.
Right, that's fair.
Yay!
Uh-oh! Is this
Ooh, Ren go night night.
against disease or being poisoned?
Poison.
Okay, cool, I have
Essentially
advantage on that.
Essentially the poison condition.
$14 for Jade.
Ren, you are currently poisoned, as
Awesome.
this kombucha hits pretty hard.
Fabulous.
It's just drunk.
It's fine. Ren puts his head and his giant antlers down the table. I do not feel well.
Oh no! Or is it Bubbles? Is the stars thing different because you're slightly dead but undead, and the stars are absent, distant bits of matter that don't really have death?
He kind of turns his head just a little so he doesn't impale anyone with the antlers, and gives her a very quizzical look, but he cannot process this at the moment.
Do you need to lie down?
That may be wise. I do not think I will have a choice soon. Yeah, Martha, I'm rolling crap too, but I'm kind of enjoying it.
Yuki is going to turn to the professor and say, "Have you seen anything like Bubbles ever, Professor?"
Not with that nature check. Like Bubbles, no. No, not exactly like that. I've seen plenty of oozes out there, but nothing that smiled as it cleaned dishes with its body. Quite like that. It's actually quite miraculous. I'd love to... He kind of looks around to see if he can find... I'd like to talk to it. Them. Do they have genders? Oh, I got something I'll ask.
Well, that seems to be something you could write about in your book, then, isn't it?
He winks at her and gestures to the teeny tiny pocket notebook he had. It looks like it's almost like his hand was covering it up so it would be out of view, but he has this little tiny pocket notebook and a piece of graphite that he was making notes in, and he just kind of unfolds his hand to reveal the detailed notes that he was taking, trying not to be seen and being rude about making observations about the people in here.
She smiles back and kind of tilts her head a little bit, like, I see you, and goes back to drinking her kombucha.
He just smirks and just folds his hand back down over it like he's hiding his hand of cards. So what's the plan?
Ren is not
Let's go.
feeling well. Maybe we should think about where we're staying for the evening. If they continue to not feel well.
Maybe we should just stay here?
Yuki's gonna look at Jade and Naruko and say, "Are you okay with that?"
Well,
So-
the lodging here seems to have more emphasis on cushions than on the usual chairs and beds, so it would probably be more comfortable for them.
Not to mention, if they're not feeling well, then you might not want to have to travel too much tonight.
Things seem to be less disruptive than other location. Is that
Yeah.
the right word?
There hasn't been one shirtless man who's approached us this whole evening. I mean, I guess unless you count Bubbles, but I think they don't count because they don't have nipples. I don't think.
No, I think your assessment is accurate there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I'll
I
go
would not
up and
feel threatened by Bubbles.
I will go and inquire as to the pricing for lodging.
Do you want company?
Do you want me to have company?
Okay.
Is Jade starting to get clingy? Is that what happens when Jade has alcohol?
No, Jade doesn't want Naruko to be alone in this place.
Okay, sure.
That's a man. I'm gonna go over here.
Sorry, my
There is no check. Bubbles does not have nips.
There are no nips on Bubbles.
I refuse. Categorically, no nipples. Naruko will head up since it seems like Astrid is kind of head manning the counter and inquire about available rooms and pricing and lodging and all that.
Yeah, safe to assume she's kind of like head bartender around here.
Hi, Astrid.
She smiles at you and she says, "Oh, welcome back to the bar. Can I get you anything else?"
I'm good on drinks for right now. We were actually wondering what rooms you might have available for resting this evening.
Well, how many rooms are you looking for?
Let's see. Jade and Reverie always bunk together. Narco will say, probably 3 rooms should be fine.
Yes, we can do that. We have 3 available. Would any of you enjoy some company this evening?
No, we'll be pairing up with bunkmates, so it shouldn't be necessary. Thank you.
Company?
Yes, company. One of our personal experience rooms, perhaps, if you're curious.
Oh, do you offer company?
Do I offer company?
Yeah.
You mean have me join you?
Only if you wanted to.
She kind of grins and she puts an elbow on the bar. She leans towards you. And she tilts her head towards you a little bit, gives you a little bit of a smile. She says, "Sweetheart, for the right price, anybody can be your company here."
Oh, so it's not that kind of company. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought you thought you wanted to come and not hang out. I had questions, but I don't have any money.
Well, it can just be questions. We can just talk. That
Oh.
would be fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The room rates are, if you wish to have a companion with you for the evening, it would be 2 gold per room with the companion, 1 gold per room without, and you also have your bar tab of 6 silver.
Okay. Naruko kind of counts out and nods and says, okay, that I hadn't factored in the company aspect of this, so
You don't have to have anyone with you. You can just enjoy the room to yourself. It's totally fine.
that'll probably be what I do, but I should probably check with the rest of the party in case that changes bunking arrangements. I'll be back.
Of course. We'll be here.
Jade stays at the bar.
Naruko will return to the group and say, okay, so, I forgot that what this place offers. So there are different rates. If we just want anyone who wants to just share a room together, that would be a gold for the night. If you want to go off and have some company, she like makes a face and then puts up the air quotes. Company, that's 2 gold, and you'll be rooming elsewhere.
The professor slides over 2 gold, and he just says, someone who has really good attention to detail, please.
Oh my god.
Naruko very clearly has no idea what that means, but she will copy it verbatim and hope things turn out well. She's gonna take the 2 gold and just leave it at that.
Full adult dude. Just like, yes, 16-year-old. Go get me a room with a companion who's good at attention to detail.
What? Why are you looking at me like that? I have a lot of notes that I've taken in 3 different notebooks, and I need them transcribed into my journal, and I can't do it all myself at night.
What a little shit.
Naruko will look to Ren, Reverie, and Yuki. Your plans for the evening?
Sleep.
I will
Just
pass.
a room.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That too. I will pass on companion. Just room and sleep for me, thank you.
Okay. So I'll see what Jade seemed a little curious about the company thing. So if she goes for that, then good for her. If not, then probably her and Reverie, and then me and Yuki, and then Ren can have some leg room in a room for himself. Whatever. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Thank you. While Naruko was away, did Jade have any further conversations?
Yeah, so while Naruko leaves, Jade is going to, if Astrid's not busy, just talk to Astrid.
She can absolutely talk while she's bartending.
Right. So my grandmama said that, if I was curious of things, I hadn't read too far in my binder until the professor told me to look at chapter 13, and chapter 13 is, I don't really know why he asked me to look at that part, but chapter 14 did actually mention Siren Song, and she said it was a safe place to go if I was in trouble or if I had questions about things and was curious about things, and I'm very curious about a lot of things because I don't really know a lot of things, and I thought maybe you could answer questions. Does that cost a lot of money? Because I only had 12 silver because I gave all my money to Naruko because the party needs money and I don't really need it that much.
Well, if you wish to spend some time with me here at the bar and don't mind to be working, talk is free, sweetheart.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So, what would you do if you have a friend who's a really wonderful friend and you're really worried about them because they have to go get married to a stranger that they don't know about, and you wanted to make sure that they were okay, but what if you don't know anything about the person that they have to go get married to and you don't know anything about boys at all?
See, she kind of stops in her tracks for a moment. She looks at you and she has an expression on her face that is confused, amazed, and curious all at the same time. And you see, she slides what she's doing over to Apollo, and she comes back to you, and she leans forward towards you, Jade. She kind of cocks her head with interest and concern. And she says, "That was a lot."
Yeah, I'll talk right. That is a lot. It's been a lot for a little bit, and it's only been 7 days, and it's been a lot of things happening in 7 days. And I've never been around this many people in this much time.
Stop. Let's slow it
sorry.
down. Let's slow it down.
Okay.
You seem a bit nervous.
Yeah. All the time.
Why are you so nervous?
Just I don't do people well. I've never been around this many people all the time. I'm usually around my sisters, and there's only a few of them most of the time. And my papa, who's great, but he's not here right now.
First adventure away from home, then.
Yeah. Really first time for anything.
It is a big world out there, sweetheart.
It's really big. We've been to like 3 whole places already, and it's only been 7 days. And people died in 2 of them.
Oh. Unfortunate.
Yeah. I was unloading boxes, and then stuff happened, and then more stuff happened, and it's fine, because I made a lot of good friends, and we're friends, and they're my very first friends.
Well.
Yep.
If that's the case, with someone by your side, and it looks like you have several someones by your side here, the world isn't so scary. You just stay together and watch each other's backs, and the more you travel, I promise you, the more comfortable you will get with it. It just takes time. Yes.
Okay. No. It was a little better on the last place we were at, and we did a lot of good there, and we were all together when that happened.
Now about your friend.
Yeah.
How to take care of them? Is that the ultimate question that we're looking to answer here?
Yeah.
They seem like they have a lot going on for them.
They do.
Well, the way you care for them is you listen to when they have their concerns. You help them talk them out, and sometimes all they want to do is talk. Sometimes they don't expect you to respond, so it's always good to ask. Are you looking for someone to just talk to, or are you looking for advice, or are you looking for my opinion? Things like that. Consent is important. It's one of our things around here.
Oh, that's really okay. Hold on, and I'm just gonna take her binder out and like go towards the back and just write a little bit. Oh, the writing is not pretty. It is not fancy. It is not. It is like someone who just learned to write not too long ago and is trying very hard.
I see you're writing a lot. Now, there is something to keep in mind with all this. Dealing with people is not so much of a science, more of an art. You can't really...
I can draw.
Not that kind of art.
Oh.
It means there's not a certain set of steps or rules to follow, because every situation is different and every situation is very nuanced. So...
But then how are you supposed to know what to do?
You make the best decision you can with the most information you have available to you at the time. And the only thing that you can't fix is death. And even sometimes then you can still fix it.
Yeah, death isn't really the thing that you gotta worry about too much, honestly.
See? So what do you have to worry about?
Well, I don't want her to get hurt, and I don't want her feelings to get hurt, and I don't know anything about what she's got going on, and I don't know how to be a good friend like that if she's got so much happening, and my other friend has things happening too, and she's trying to find herself, and
Listen,
that one's a little bit easier,
all
honestly.
you really have to do to take care of these people is just be there for them. And sometimes that's simply all you need to do. Now,
That I can do.
feelings will get hurt. That happens in life. It's what makes anything meaningful.
Getting your feelings hurt makes it meaningful.
Well, yes, because it reminds us that we are alive. It's not pleasant, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying go out and hurt everybody you see. But it's a reminder that we are able to feel a wide range of feelings.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Okay. Just gonna write that down too. Okay, I've another question. My other friend says that you should follow your feelings, and she's really confident all the time, and she always seems like she knows what she's doing, and she got a boy's number, like, not a number, as not his, like, his address number, like, and she didn't even seem concerned about it, and she says you gotta follow your feelings. But what do you do when you don't know what you're feeling? What if you have too many feelings at the same time? How do you know which one to follow on that? Like, what if you're excited and nervous and also scared at the same time? Do you pick one, or do you do all of them, or do you just? I tend to just kind of hide in a closet a lot, sometimes a bathroom,
I'll tell you.
until the feelings go away.
I'll tell you what I do,
Okay.
and take the meaning from this, whatever you will.
Okay.
I pick what feels the best to me at the time. And there is no surefire way of knowing what you're doing is right or wrong.
Mhm.
You may find that you have made a mistake. These things happen. You learn from them and you grow from them. And then
Okay.
you use that to help make a better decision next time. If things don't
So,
go the way you want.
What if you get really anxious and have a panic attack about it? From a friend, not me. But it's me. I'm my friend. I'm that. That's me. That one was me. That one was me. I'm sorry. I lied a little bit.
When you feel it coming on, take a breath and count to 3, and then ask yourself, what is it you're feeling so anxious about? What is going on that it seems so difficult that you and your friends with you can't overcome?
Okay.
And then you make a plan to deal with it.
Okay. That's good. I'm gonna write that one down too. Like a pun. Thank you, Astrid.
It's my pleasure, sweetheart. It looks like your friend is on her way back.
Oh, okay. Just quickly finish scribbling and she'll close her binder and put it away. Do you have any more of those strawberry things?
Sure. Would you like
Can I have one more?
Of course.
Yeah.
Should make another one for you.
Naruto returns to the bar. Okay, I got plans for everyone. Jade, you seemed a little curious. Are you looking for company tonight?
Astrid's giving me company right now, and I'm good.
Okay. then in that case, there'll be 3 rooms for us to divvy up in, and then he kind of like points over to where the professor is and say, that fellow over there wanted company for the night. His request was someone who has good attention to details.
Does he have a preference of gender?
He didn't say, and I'm not going to assume.
Well,
If he didn't specify it, I can only say that it is not relevant.
very well. I have just the person to spend the evening with him, then.
Should we pay for the rooms now, or should we wait until like the tab gets settled as well? Do it all at once.
You can do it all at once if you want, now or in the morning.
Morning would be good.
Very well.
Okay.
She'll kind of direct you to where you can go to the rooms. It's not really on the map here, but there is like a second story here that you can go up into. There are some very nicely furnished rooms in there, and she tells you that she will send a siren up to meet your friend looking to spend the night with company.
Racket says thanks. For one of the rooms, it's going to be for a centaur. I don't know if you have any furniture that's more comfortable for them.
Oh, yes, we can make accommodations, of course.
Great. All right. Jade, did you want to stay up at the bar and keep talking to your new friend?
No, I think I'll come back with everyone else right now, but thank you, Astrid, for everything.
You're very welcome. I hope
It
you
was
have
really good.
a restful sleep.
Thank you. It was really good to meet you. Thank you.
Lovely to meet
And
you.
she will drink her whole strawberry thing before she goes and balls your Nargo.
For the Constitution save, please.
Good.
Okay. Oh, that's a nat 20.
Take it like a champ, Jade.
Just drinks all of it, sets it down, and she says, I really like strawberries in this one. It's very good. Reverie said there's alcohol in it, but I don't taste it at all. It's really different than the stuff that I used to pretend to drink when we were at the bar at the at the tavern. That smelled like dirt. This smells like strawberries. Okay, bye.
I take it that you are glad that you decided to give this place a chance. You seem to be getting very comfortable.
It is. I am nervous and excited and trying to just be excited for new things more than terrified of them. And no one has come out with their shirt off, so it's a much better experience than the last time.
Mhm.
I'll get delayed. Come with me. Yuki's sitting with. Ben fell asleep. I'm gonna stand over here.
Alright. Well, I got rooms for us. Ren has one, me and Yuki have one, Reverie and Jade have one, and Professor, when your Siren will come to collect you this evening.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
Noriko,
Yes, Jade?
did you want to maybe have a cup of tea and read a little bit before bed?
Good, that sounds lovely.
Yeah. Great. Okay. We can do that together.
Miss Yuki, there's going to be tea. Did you want to join us?
Yuki's gonna look at Ren, and kind of look back at you guys and say, well, maybe once we get Ren to their room, I feel they're not long for consciousness.
Mm.
Oh, I thought you were going to say long for this world, and then I was going to have a moment.
Oh, absolutely not.
Marco kind of looks at his skull face and it's like, I'm not sure how I would be able to tell.
This is just the beginning. He muttles while he's asleep.
Oh,
They
I
are
don't
wrong.
like that. Let's get him up to a room. Let's put him somewhere.
Should we get the sirens to help? Ren is very big.
Yuki's gonna kind of put her paws on Ren's arm, and say, Ren, are you able to get to a room with our assistance, or do you need more help, friend?
Oh no.
Oh no!
I
Ren
mean,
is
it's better than the two.
It's better
Ren-
than two.
Better
Kind
than
of.
two.
His eyes start to glow, and he goes, I am fine. And he tries to stand up, and he stumbles a little bit and ends up leaning against the table again. I am fine.
So fine. He's not
So
fine.
fine.
Yes, that's a lie. You're not fine at all. Is it okay if we touch you lightly to get you up to the room?
I would like to sleep in a room.
Okay, let's go then.
Yuki will help Ren try to stand.
Jade will help too.
To get Ren to a room.
Yeah, it's not so hard. I mean, as long as Ren's not actively fighting you, you can take him up to a room. Set him down, get him.
Ren can't fight his way out of a paper bag right now.
Jade, what are you looking at? And it's just Ren in a mirror.
It absolutely is.
The siren attendants on the hospitality floor will help guide you into the room. They make up these rooms to your specifications as you like. Any conversations anyone wish to have before turning in for the evening?
Once Ren is tucked in, as it were, Yuki will join Jade and Naruto for tea.
Reverie, did you want to have tea?
Sure, I'll join you for tea.
Okay. Sit.
Yeah, girls' night in the siren song.
Ooh,
Tea and book club.
tea and book club.
Tea and books in the brothel.
It's my
Any
new album.
tea time fireside chats? Do not feel obligated.
Honestly, tea time sounds like a very cute variation of fireside chat.
Yeah, sure.
It really does. I think it's gonna be
It
tea
really
time
does.
now.
Alright.
It's gonna be tea time
I
chat.
think it's a tea time chat now. You guys want to have any tea time chat?
Jade will. So,
Tea time talks.
so I know we don't really know what's gonna happen once we get to Red's Wharf, and we still gotta find a cave and everything. But depending on what happens there, Noriko, do you think that you'll want to keep traveling, or are you gonna go like straight to elsewhere?
Well, my ultimate destination is definitely still Avaril, but there's not really a safe way to get there straight here from Uzura. I almost certainly want to take a stop at a couple of the harbors in Iceland before heading north. Probably it would make the most sense to stop either in Sanctuary, Summer Call, or the Rose Coast, and then I definitely want to drop by Moonhaven, and then from there, Weyburn Port north to Averill. So that's the general thrust of the travel I intend to do.
Oh, okay, good. Jade looks like she relaxes a little bit. So, traveling is going to be fun together. Does anyone have any concerns that they want to talk about? Or things that they're excited about?
I plan on trying to write up a letter to send to Marcus to introduce myself and offer a line of communication through which he can introduce more of himself to me, because I am woefully lacking in information at the moment.
Yuki smiles into her teacup.
Yeah, that'll be a good idea. You can get to know each other.
Feedback, at least for the first letter or two, would be appreciated to make sure I don't make a fool of myself. First impressions and all that.
Well, I don't think you can have to worry about that, Noriko. You're great in person. I can't imagine how amazing you are when you're writing, because you're so used to it, you know? What are you gonna say?
Still working on that.
Maybe just hi?
A bit informal. I don't want to come off as too familiar.
I'll say hi to everyone. Is that not right? Are you supposed to say something else?
I mean, we're supposed to be conducting, business arrangements as part of this whole thing.
But it's not just business, right? At the very least, maybe you make a new friend. And
so maybe like a salutations. That's a little peppy, but still technically on the formal side.
Maybe hello?
I don't really say that very often, just normally. It's a letter. Composed.
What if you just practice? What if you just practice on one of us? Like, pretend one of us is Marcus, and then we can pretend okay, you would practice how you'd say it, and then you could write that down.
Maybe, but spoken word doesn't always translate to a letter, is the problem.
But you can get all the awkwardness out when you're talking, and that way you don't accidentally write it down, and then you don't have to rewrite the letter. So you can see what feels right. Or you could put dear Marcus, because you're not calling him your dear, but you're saying dear Marcus, so it's formal, but it's also nice. Like, I'm thinking of you, and I would like a friendly thing. I don't really know if that works.
But it feels more awkward when you're talking to someone who you intend to court, because the implication is that they are dear to you, and I know it's not always used in that context, but
that's right. What if you just say? What if it's just Marcus? Just Marcus. Comma.
Yeah, I come off as very aloof in that case.
Oh, is that too aloof?
I don't know. I think that sounded like a very good idea, Jade. You're just addressing him as Marcus. You're not saying, to Marcus and his title. You're just saying Marcus, like you are Marcus.
But we haven't really reached that point. I mean, he would be Mr. Goldwater, or would it be Sir Goldwater? I don't know how the titles work in Toronto.
Well, maybe that's a good thing to not use then, if you're not sure. Because then if you call him Sir and he's not a Sir, then maybe he'll be upset that he's not a sir. Or if you don't call him sir, then he gets annoyed about it. But how should he get annoyed about it when you don't even know? I mean, it's not like he sent you a letter.
No, he hasn't sent any
Isn't it
correspondence
supposed to
to
be
me.
the boys? The boy is supposed to be the one sending the first letter anyway. Is
You
that
see,
not how?
I was sort of concerned about that, but Yuki said that I should write the letter, so I thought that it was kosher. Or are there more rules? Are there more rules I need
thought
to know?
in all my books I've read, the boy always writes the letter first.
Naruko looks pleadingly at Yuki for guidance.
Yuki is going to look up from her tea and say, in my experience, sometimes taking the lead as the female in the discussion is looked at as honorable, is looked at as
Yeah, but
strong and
why
not
is it on?
meek.
But why is it on Noriko to be the one to put all the effort in? They're the ones who proposed courting. Shouldn't he have to? Shouldn't he have to do something?
And what if he's from like a very conservative family and I look like a skank or something? Is that the right word?
What's a skank?
I don't know. I heard one of the girls back home call another girl that behind their back. And it sounded rude.
Oh, maybe it's like a skunk. Like
It did seem to have a connotation of being foul and possibly an odor.
That would be wrong. I
do not think you would look like a skank or a skunk. I believe that it would be. Have you ever heard the term extending an olive branch?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This would be an olive branch. This would be an opening, an introduction.
Wait. I think I've got some. Okay. What would Mother do? Mother would definitely write the letter first. Mother takes command in the situation. So I should write the letter, and I should address Marcus directly and lay it out that I am coming to him, and I want this arrangement to be good, and for that, sharing of information and expertise.
Oh. Yeah,
Okay, that's a direction.
Like, hello, Marcus. This is Noriko, and I'm on my way to meet you. And during my journeys, I'd like to get to know more about you. So would you please write to me about you? Kind of thing.
Yuki's
Like that?
gonna look at Naruko and say, tell Jade what questions we came up with earlier.
Oh,
You have questions already?
Grabs her notebook, flips over. It's like, some questions to ask. Favorite food? When was the last time they laughed? Favorite book? What sorts of things they enjoy?
When was the last time you laughed, or what was it that made you laugh?
Oh, yes, corollary.
Because then you know what makes them laugh, and then maybe we can make them laugh or find them.
Exactly, Jade. Brilliant. Exactly.
What if he doesn't have a good laugh, though? What if he's like one of those? I don't know. Most laughs are fine. I guess I'm picking.
I think there are only so many things that we can consider at the moment. And if he has an awful laugh, we will deal with that when it comes about.
I guess that's true.
Maybe I should ask him his thoughts on the marriage.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's in the same position you are, and it's kind of a surprise, and he's not sure what to do.
Calls him Papa.
Maybe you can. Are you going to tell him how you feel?
I don't know how I feel. I think maybe I should start with asking him like I'll share the story of how I found out about the engagement and encourage him to share his story. Maybe that'll give me a hint as to what
Oh,
sort of
that's a really good idea. And then
like
you could,
yeah,
yeah.
because mom kind of just brought me in and announced it. Maybe it was his idea. Maybe mom showed him a picture of me or something, and this is actually his idea. And
Maybe. That would be really romantic, right? If he saw a picture of you and he really wanted to get to know you better and then wasn't sure how to go about it, so he wanted to just marry you right on the spot. Just like your mum, when she saw your picture and she knew she wanted you in her life forever. Maybe he felt the same way.
that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Okay. This is good. This is good brainstorming.
Yeah. Should we write the letter together? Are you going to write the letter?
I think it's best if I write out the draft and then I'll get feedback from each of you.
Yeah, that sounds a good plan. What do you think, Reverie?
I'm no expert in that, but sounds as good a plan as any.
You could probably ask Astrid too.
I'll consider it. I think I have a good support group here.
Yeah, for sure. We're here for you, Nora, and each other.
Naruto just debating whether it'd be worth dropping 2 gold to get a literary critic for the night.
I need your finest English major, please.
You know, with the Siren song, we have like so many bards downstairs. They can just write a romantic letter for you. Naruto's like, no, I need him to rate me on a scale of 0 to 10. I need data points, damn you.
I need a Likert scale, 0 to 10.
I need a grade. Somebody has to grade.
I would. So, girls' night dishing the gossip about the boys over tea is hilarious. I'd be down with hopping over to the professor because I'm very curious to see who he spends the night with.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
So, going back to Professor, I did roll for who you were getting tonight.
Who is it?
So you were shown up to your room, Professor. It's done very nice, very comfortably. You have a nice 4-poster princess bed, nice and set up for you. Anything else you can want? After a few moments, you hear a knock on your door.
Come in, please.
The door opens, and you see this dashing gentleman. He's got a robe on that is quite open, so you can see his very well-toned torso. Kind of dark hair, tusked, as you kind of see it in the token here. Oddly glowing, like gold eyes, and he's wearing like those white linen, like harem-style pants. And he walks in, closes the door behind him. He says, "Astrid said you were looking for somebody who is pays attention to detail."
He grins and kind of rushes over to the door and offers a hand to shake. Ah, hello, I'm the professor. You are.
He looks a little bit shocked, and he shakes his hand. He shakes your hand, and he says, "My name is Kavash."
Kavash. Kavash. I like that name. Nice name. Where is it from?
Well, my family was originally from Weyburn Port. So that's, I suppose, where it's from?
Ah, Weyburn Port.
Well,
Beautiful place.
I suppose it does go back a little further. You see, I am Kalishtar, so part of my name actually comes from the quarry spirit that is bound into my bloodline.
Oh, you don't say. That's brilliant. Love it, Kalishtar. Well, please come in. And he kind of gestures for him to come in. Like, can I get you anything? Run down, get you a drink, a sweater, perhaps?
He kind of smiles and he says, "No, I'm quite good with that sweater ruin the whole aesthetic, but I'm actually here to serve you. So, is there anything I can get for you? And what may I call you, sir?"
I'm the professor. Just the professor's fine. Professor, if you want to forego by all means.
Very well, Professor. Well, how may I serve you this evening?
Right to it, huh? I'm glad you asked. And he kind of walks over to the bed and starts digging through his packs and starts pulling out like pocket journals and field notes and just like this mound of small notebooks. And he says, "Well, I've been traveling for some time, and I've been taking notes on as I walk, as I sit, and whatever. There's a lot of them, as you can see here. I need all of this transcribed into this." And then he holds up his big fat, like, actual journal. He's like, "And you see, I've been chipping away at it, but every time I try to do that, something new comes along, and I write something new down in another book, and it's a snowball effect. So, how you could serve me, if you'd be so kind, is transcribe these into here. And if at all possible, if you don't mind, the titles of the articles that you're moving in there, do you mind putting in here in alphabetical order?"
Well, sure, if that's what your desire is this evening, of course. He looks a little confused, but is like, well, yeah, sure, this might as well happen.
Getting paid.
He grins. You're like, "Brilliant. Do you prefer ink or charcoal or graphite? I'm an ink man myself, but I mean, it's all legible depending on what you choose to do. How is your penmanship?" And he digs out and pulls out like a scrap piece of paper and offers him a pencil. "Can I see a small sample?"
Sure. He'll take the pencil and start drawing. We're gonna make a performance check for this guy. He rolls, it's a flat 10, 12. So I mean, it's legible. It's nice. It's not particularly fancy, but it is clearly readable.
Blimey. I've seen worse. You'll do just fine.
All right. Do you like your surroundings? Would you prefer something different?
Surroundings, like the room.
Yes. I can change the room to look however you like.
Like putting up tapestries or curtains or what? How do you mean?
Well, what do you have in mind?
He kind of smirks a little bit and says, "My dear sir, it is rude to answer a question with a question."
Very well. I'll show you one of the things I can do. You seem to be a studious type. You prefer your books and your learning. Here, let me show you. And he goes over to the wall, and there's like a panel by the door that he kind of touches, and you see his eyes glow for a moment, and the walls kind of morph and shift a little bit, and you see slowly these like bookshelves start sliding out, and it's just floor to ceiling, like bookshelves lined with books, journals, all sorts of different reading materials just kind of slide out all around the walls in this room, with the bed still in the middle. Something like that?
Can I roll an Arcana check to see how he did that?
Sure.
That's a dirty 20.
It seems more of a property of the room than him.
Okay. Curious. He reaches out to try and pull out one of the books.
You pull out a book, you read it, it's just some innocuous work of fiction.
Oh, interesting. This would be just fine, I guess. Does this help you concentrate? Because at the end of the day, you're the one who's going to be writing in my journal. I need to be able to read it, and I need to be able to leverage it based on title. Is this okay for you? Would you prefer something different?
At the end of the day, it's your room, it's your experience, it's whatever suits you.
He kind of shifts from one foot to the other, thinking, he's like, okay, well, this conversation is not really going all that far. You know what? This is fine.
It's just that you're asking me what I want, but I'm here to give you what you want. That's kind of the whole purpose.
Of course. This is fine. Lovely. Thank you, Kavash. What do you need to do? Like, do you need a drink? I know I like to eat snacks while I'm writing and studying. Do you like to snack? Would you like something to eat?
I mean, if you're getting snacks, I won't say no.
Brilliant. What would you like?
There were some crisps that we usually keep on the bar. I'm particularly fond of those. Sea salt and vinegar.
Say no more. Did you say sea salt and vinegar? You know what? Different folks, different tastes. I'll be right back. And he kind of pushes like a pencil case that's got all the writing utensils in. And he's like, get started. I'll be back with snacks. This will be fun. And he kind of trots out of the room to go downstairs to find some chips.
Kavash looks thoroughly confused as you're the one getting chips for him, but doesn't question it. Seems that this is what you want, so he goes to start transcribing.
Right? And Professor will show up at the bar and like, I'm looking for crisps, sea salt and vinegar for Kavash. His favorite, apparently. Does he like to drink anything else? Preferably nothing alcoholic. I need legible writing.
See, Apollo looks at you and he says, isn't he supposed to be the one to get you the snacks?
He's busy right now. I've loaded an awful lot of work on him.
Say no more. Very well, I'll get you what you need. If you're looking for a non-alcoholic, he does prefer a cranberry spritz.
Cranberry spritz. Right. One of those and the crisps, please.
Very well. Anything for yourself?
Nah. You know what? Do you have any other crisps that don't have vinegar on it?
Well, I have, just plain. I have, sour cream and onion. I have ketchup. I have barbecue.
Oh, okay. Ketchup, please. What? I don't know what that is, but that sounds infinitely better than salt and vinegar.
Well, ketchup is made with salt and vinegar, but its main ingredient is paste of tomato.
Tomato? Oh, that's different. Yes, some of that, please.
Very well. He'll produce the snacks and drinks and give them to you.
All right. Thanks. And he will sprint off back to the room. He's got one bag of chips in his mouth, the other in his hand, carrying the other drink, trying carefully not to spill it all over the place as he travels, and return to the room.
Kavash will sit there and continue transcribing until you tell him to do otherwise.
Professor will kind of deliver the goods and take a seat not far away and start writing in another book. And he just says, I guess just keep going till it's done, or you get tired. I don't want to take your entire life away from you here. You let me know when you're ready to be done. Unless it's now, in which case I'd like you to do a little bit more.
All right. Yeah, unless you have anything else to talk with him about it, but he'll probably go for a couple of hours, 3-4 hours, until both of you start getting around the time where you need to get some sleep to get your rest.
All right, that'll be it. Probably the professor trying to keep the guy peace and quiet, but unable to shut up, just sort of going on about nothing in particular, and he'll often just sort of stop himself mid-story, oh, sorry, go ahead. But that's it for me.
Okay. Well, that did not go the way that
Really?
Kamash
That went
had.
exactly how I thought it was going to
No,
go.
that's how I thought that was going to go. Kamash, however, did not see that coming.
But
He's usually good at that.
Hey.
It is 11 o'clock, so we will start to wrap up. There is one thing I would like to do before we wrap up for the evening.
Sure.
You guys get your long rests for the night. You're all well rested. Ren, your drunkenness wears off. Might be a little bit hungover, but otherwise fine. There is a tap at your window in the morning, and those of you who look out the window in Naruko's room will see Newman hanging out on the ledge.
Ooh, Newman.
He always finds me.
Always knows.
I think Naruko is rooming with Yuki, so
She is.
Yeah, Jade and Reverie are in another room.
Naruko will pop up at the window so he can hop in and make his delivery. Rosie, these are my popcorn. Go away.
No, Newman, this is my popcorn.
Newman hops in and he says, "Oh, didn't expect to see you here, Miss Naruko, but I do have a delivery for you from your mother." And he will hand a letter to you.
Thank you, Newman.
Which I will put. Oops, I closed it down. Put. Excuse me, in your journal. I will also link it to you as well.
Thank you, thank you.
There you go.
Yay.
That was such a. Oh, so funny.
So you may peruse through that as we will take our leave for the evening.
Woo!
Yay, good game. Everyone
Hell
did
yeah.
well.
Way to go for us managing to not only make it to the gates, but immediately go back to Siren Song.
Okay,
And
but if that
stay
is
in
an arc,
Siren Song.
And
That
stay in
was
Siren
huge.
Song.
Stay in Siren Song.
Really
have
big.
drinks. Huge.
Really
And
big. Really big
we made a
energy from us
smart
tonight, guys.
choice to not go hunting or being gnoll bait in the middle of the night.
That is true.
Smart choices.
Don't worry, guys. I have dark vision. None of the rest of you do. But I'll be fine.
no, that's a problem.
That's okay. Once Naruko becomes a high enough level artificer, I'm just going to make a miniature sun, and then we won't have to worry about dark vision anymore.
Yep.
I feel
I
like
didn't
there's
want to
other problems.
I didn't want to rain on Jade's parade, but Yuki has dark vision up to 60 feet.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
There's a couple of us here that do have dark vision, but there's a couple of us who don't have it at all. So
True.
I am but a poor defenseless human.
Jade has dark vision. Jade has dark vision up to 300 feet.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
My character can change absolutely anything they want about their body, but they can't see in the dark.
Yep. I think it's Reverie, Naruko, and Ren who don't have dark vision, right?
Sounds right.
Yeah. So there's three of us. There's three of us who don't have it. Yuki has it. Jade has it. Does the professor have it?
Does Professor have it?
Yeah, Kitsune.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's three.
Nice.
It's three on three. Like we can't be down half our party.
Yeah.
That would make it difficult.
It would.
I mean,
I'm imagining like a group of dwarves trying to ferret out a shapeshifter in their midst, and it's like, all right, we're turning out the lights, and all of you need to get from one side of this room to another, and it's just filled with tables and stools. And it's like whoever stubs their toe gets killed.
it's filled with piles of Legos.
Ooh.
The one dwarf who's just clumsy is like, fuck. Oh my god, it's so funny.
Nominations this evening.
Jade for loading all of her worries onto a complete stranger.
Yeah.
Get you, Jade.
Look,
Yeah,
not
that
my
was
fault.
good.
That's in the binder.
That was good.
By the way, did Reverie actually want to look at the binder?
Yes.
Okay, because I did actually write this binder out.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Excellent.
not all of what's in the binder, but it's basically like the highlights for each chapter. So it's like, if you would like it, I will send it to you, and you tell me when Reverie wants to access to this binder.
I think Reverie already asked to look at the binder.
She did. Did she take it?
Yeah.
Okay, then I will send you the link to that binder.
Cool.
Wildly different than everyone else's binders.
I gotta say, I also really liked Naruko's interaction with the Master of Coin. Given her...
Oh yeah, we're doing
Huh?
Yeah, we were doing something?
We're nominating people.
I like Naruko given the Master of Coin the mom stare.
Yes, that was fantastic. Yeah. Also,
Yeah,
Naruto kind of herding cats.
Yeah.
For not just this session, but last session too, and then just taking the pragmatic options where possible, and also being able to satiate curiosity when available to her.
It's a delicate balance, and
Yep.
I find that this party sometimes has enough curiosity that Naruko is just like, I actually wanted to touch the thing, but I shouldn't, so you're doing it though, so that's good.
I'll get the answer one way or another, so it's just you go touch the thing that might melt your face.
Mm-hmm.
I also really liked girl talk tea time.
Tea time.
Yes.
Tea time was good.
Tea time talk was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that I got to slip in finally. Why don't you just pretend one of us is Marcus and we'll practice? So that's not been a goal of mine for a while.
Just immediately look to the shapeshifter in the room, and then it still doesn't matter because we don't know what he looks like.
Yeah,
so.
None of us have any idea. Don't worry, Jade might propose that to Reverie later. It's like, can you turn into a boy? While everyone else in the room not wanting to speak.
Why?
Cool. The shippers are gonna have a good time with this.
Help Naruko.
The shippers have been eating well for a while now.
Valid.
I love also Reverie still like actively fighting with Alatar.
Alatar's just single sentence answers.
I have this book, but it's not cooperating. Like, what? It's a book.
Yeah, and he's a little bit of a prick. This book.
Mm-hmm.
Conversation between Yuki and Professor was great.
Mm-hmm. Professor getting cranky about the fact that he's going on an adventure, even though no one made him go on an adventure.
Yep.
Like, totally his choice to go adventuring, and he's mad about it.
And I'm pretty sure this is the most times we've ever said the word shit in a session.
So
yeah,
good.
That's so true.
Yeah.
It's very funny because my character is so uncomfortable about it.
I would like to give recognition to Ren because Ren does not speak much, but every line that he gets, the delivery is nailed. I think
Okay.
there was one point where Ren just said I was not warned of this. Just pitch perfect. I had to move away to not laugh into the microphone too much.
Every time
Thank you.
Ren talks, it's gold.
Yeah.
I don't say much, but I make it count.
Can I say, I think everyone just should get an inspiration tonight.
Oh, I love these nights.
Yuki
was killing it too, though.
Really good night tonight for everything. Yuki with giving her relationship advice and getting very excited to give advice to both Naruko and to Ren. Like, I'm gonna learn you something, you guys. I've not been off my mountain. But she's the one who's getting dude's digits, so she obviously knows what she's doing.
It's true.
Oh yeah.
It's true.
Yuki is the only person in this party with game.
Right? You know why she has it? Because she's just confident, and she's just like, well, if you say no, doesn't hurt me. All right, and just keeps on trucking. Like,
she is so far the only one to have walked away with somebody's number.
She's the only one who's asked for someone's number.
Yeah.
She's the only one who knows how.
I was gonna say, to be fair.
Jade would, if Jade was told to do it, she would do it in the most awkward way, and then the person's gonna be like, "Are you okay? Do you need help?"
Are you blink 4 times if someone is like pointing a crossbow at your head right now?
It's like, do you need? Oh, okay, this is like a bodyguard situation. You need me to pretend to be someone you know so that you can get out of here. I got it. It's okay. It's all right. Where's your dad? It's just like, it's...
Yeah, I'm gonna give everybody inspiration tonight. Fuck it.
Woohoo! Such a good night. Hell yeah!
Good teamwork, guys.
Yay! I get my inspiration back.
Woo!
So, to sign off, what did we learn tonight?
We learned that taking a risk and having mimosas when you've never had a drink before pays off.
We learned
Company
that
is what you make of it.
Ah,
the professor gets cranky when he has to adventure.
There are multiple cuddles out in the world.
Ooh.
or potentially alternate universes.
Very possible.
Teaching assistants are cheap labor if you get them from a brothel.
No! Awful.
Yeah.
Not the lesson.
Real lesson. Siren Song is a safe place.
It
Because
is.
True.
consent is important.
Facts.
Real lesson. Sometimes the nipples are optional.
sometimes
That's also
nipples
true.
are optional.
Sad.
That feels like a
Is
good
it-
sign off.
Is
Alright.
session 16 going to be gone no hunting for really real this time?
Well, it depends on
Maybe.
if you really go gnoll hunting next time.
No,
Depends
next
if we
time
leave
it's just
the
going to
damn
be the
place.
entire evening.
We almost
Prepare
left
yourself
town.
for the next 4 sessions of just the Siren Song.
So
Okay,
you
we
get
would
to the
do
gate.
that.
Oh wait, we forgot something. Go back in.
Just
Yeah.
all 6 of us rotating, taking turns at the bar, just like, so, Astrid,
She's
about
like,
my life, and
she's
how
like,
it
I'm going to
moved
have to start charging you now.
Nesta comes in and is like, God damn it.
Everyone gets 1.
But he gets 1. All right.
Alright, I gotta go. Loki's starting to scream. Have a good night, guys.
Night.
Night.
Good night.
And I will stop the recording.